We found it. We found it, people. We found the best new anime of spring 2017 and a potential contender for best new anime of 2017 as a whole. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited as hell. Now, I've talked about a couple of new shows, but out of everything I've seen thus far, including some of the carryovers, season 2s, I gotta say that Recreators, yes, Recreators has knocked my socks off and is a huge breath of fresh air into, I don't want to say the isekai genre because that's not what it is, and I'll explain in a second what I'm referring to and all that good stuff. But like, in comparison to End World, World End, what do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? The anime that I talked about a day or two ago, like, this right here just slaughters that. The Laughing Salesman, this is way better too. It's just like, this is that shit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not overhyping. I've seen the first 2 episodes of Recreators, and that's all that's out as of right now. And woohoo! So, in case you haven't heard of Recreators and what the jazz is all about, essentially this guy, typical anime and manga fan, really loves his games as well. He's a huge fan of these things, and he's watching an anime and he's enjoying it, and there's a big busty bitch with a sword, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, look at them tits. So initially I'm thinking, okay, because I honestly had no idea what the hell I was getting into with this one. I had no prior knowledge to the source material or anything. I was just like, okay, and the first couple seconds I'm thinking, please don't let this just be another isekai series, trapped in another world, SAO, whatever. And this is literally the exact opposite of isekai, in a sense, trapped in another world. And what I'm meaning by that is the characters from the other worlds, the fantastical adventures and shit like that, are trapped in the regular world. Essentially, he's watching his anime or whatever, and the characters, well, he gets shot into their world at first, and then they show up and they come to his world, and it's like, what the hell is going on? And the premise essentially is that these characters coming to our world, they're essentially the creations of these, writers, authors, mangaka, all that good jazz, whatnot, and they're kind of looking at our world and these creators as gods. Like, so you're the reason, you're responsible for everything that happens in my world, including the bad. So you just think about it for a second, right? Like a series like Tokyo Ghoul, Tragic, or you know what I'm saying, or Berserk, or any fucked up series you could think of. Imagine like Guts or Kaneki coming out of the manga and finding their author. Oh god, it would be so disgustingly bad. It would be bad as a motherfucker, because they've been through some shit. So just think in that regard what's going on here. These characters, in some of these series, they been through some shit. One of the characters, one of the first ones to show up is Celestia, I believe, and she's from some kind of battle series where she has swords and she's fighting creatures and all sorts of cool shit like that. And she's coming to this world and piecing things together like, wait a minute, so I'm a creation? At first she's putting the sword to this motherfucker's neck, and honestly, just the first few minutes alone hooked me, because again, it is the exact opposite. If you are not that fond of Sword Art Online, or maybe you are fond of Sword Art Online, you can get the best of both worlds, because it has somewhat of that element of trapped in another world, so to speak, like trapped in a video game, whatever, except it's the exact opposite. These fantastical people from other, stories and whatnot are trapped in the normal world, so it's like such a breath of fresh air. I could just... oh, I smell it. The fresh fucking air of new anime that is genuinely, seemingly, at the very least, according to these first 2 episodes, good fucking shit. Now, I'm gonna put it blunt, main character himself, Sota, nothing special about him. It's just pretty much a bland anime, manga, video game fan that's just like, whoa, it almost reminds me of the way you think about it, like a Dragon Ball Heroes. Motherfucker comes in to put his card to play his Dragon Ball Heroes and they pop out of the screen. Think of it like that. So, nothing really special about him as of right now. There is some interesting elements here or there based on the first couple episodes. Seemingly, he has his own hobby of writing and creating stuff as well, so that could work out very well, because you think about it, these people, which again, you got Celestia, you also have Meteorai, I can't pronounce that bitch's name, save my fucking life, but you got the other bitch kind of looking like a magical wizard or something along the lines of that. You have her as well. And then in the second episode, you got that Sailor Moon looking girl. Like, you have a lot of these creatures that are coming forth. If this guy is a creator himself, because you see he has the sketchboard that's connected to his computer, which means he likes to draw, and there was also an old drawing in one of his books, maybe he could create stuff to help out the situation in our world when things go down, because with the first episode it was mainly introducing things, but in a very exciting way. You had some really gorgeous action, some really exciting and just different plot development. Now obviously this isn't the most original thing in the world. I'm sure it's been done before, where, you know, the creatures or monsters or people from stories come out and come to our world. I mean, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? You know what I'm saying? So not the most original thing in the world, but just the way it's done, especially in anime, when you have a generation now, starting with SAO, that just, not starting, obviously, again, I hate that I gotta constantly explain myself, where people, SAO isn't the original, like, for a generation that mainly, it's like, a lot of people got into anime through SAO, the Log Horizons, which Log Horizon, I've heard some good things. I personally only seen like the first episode or so, but like, you have all of these series, No Game, No Life, so many of them, for this to do the exact opposite and be good, genuinely exciting. Oh, of course, art and animation really gorgeous with the fight scenes. I feel as though spring 2017, everybody is bringing their A game. All the studios, from everything I've been reviewing, I really haven't seen a shit series as far as, you know, the art and animation goes. I haven't seen one. So like, yet again, on par with the art and animation, especially when Celestia's flying down and fucking shit up with her sword. I'm like, oh yes, which is done by a studio I'm unfamiliar with called Troika. Never heard of them, but they're doing some fucking amazing things. And honestly, the setup that we had in the first couple episodes has just been great. I mean, by the second episode, you already have Celestia exploring, going to meet her creator. She's like, okay, I want to see if I can have this guy change things around to maybe make my life and everybody in my world not suck so bad. And of course, you can see it's a pervert. The creator, he definitely is like, oh, he's thinking it's just some cosplaying bitch that's coming to try get some little nook, and he's just admiring those ginormous watermelons attached to a chest and shit like that. It's like, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of mangaka and a lot of light novel creators and all that good stuff that would be in the same situation. Because I mean, in any situation, just looking at that from, you know, a normal person's perspective, it's like, the fuck you mean you're my creation? Like, what? Like, yo, pull them pants down, let me see something good, you know what I'm saying? And then of course, by the end of the second episode, we seemingly have some sort of potentially either antagonist, or he could become kind of like that Grimjaw Vegeta Hiei bad boy turned good, because apparently in his series he was the final boss. But it looks as though it could go either way. It was left in a cliffhanger, but I cannot stress enough, this is 100% unlike my World End video or my Laughing Salesman video, where Laughing Salesman I was kind of like, it's not for everybody, but I wouldn't mind, you know, people checking it out. World End I was like, like I don't know. This one, 110% the best find of the new anime of 2017 spring. I can't stress it enough. If you're tired of the cliche, hey, you know, I'm a normal dude and I'm trapped in a magical world, you want something different, this is doing something exact opposite and really, really good. I can't stress that enough. The only thing that I would say as of right now that doesn't really pique my interest that much is the main character Sota. It's kind of like, give or take him or whatever. Like, we need more exploration into his character, why he got, you know, into this massive hobby of drawing and stuff like that, which by the way, it makes me want to kind of draw, seeing his little tablet shit like that. Like, maybe I start drawing some shit, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. But yeah, Recreators, if you've seen it, what do you think of the first 2 episodes? Do you truly believe that this is the best new anime from spring 2017 and potentially 2017 as a whole? I feel as though we always get that one series that just shocks the fucking world. Like, you didn't see it coming. You know, when I was doing my spring 2017, like, maybe this could be good. I think I might have said, like, this sounds interesting, I might check it out, whatever. But it's like the ReZeros, those series that just come out of nowhere. Even One Punch Man, to a degree, I didn't expect for it to just be explosive and as good as it was. When I checked it out, I was like, yeah. And this is that series right here. And I got a feeling by like 5 or 6 episodes, everyone's gonna be talking about it, unless it goes downhill, which please don't go downhill. But I'm not overhyping it, I'll tell you right now. And if you haven't checked it out based on my recommendation, are you gonna go give Recreators a go? You need some new anime, you're tired of isekai, you want something different? It's giving you the exact opposite, but hype fucking shit. And I'm repeating the fuck out of myself right now, but go watch Recreators and tell me what you think if you haven't seen it already. I'm too excited right now. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And go check out Recreators, boy!